Speak Guerreros, let's go to another important news from Golden State Warriors. Stay until the end to understand everything. Jordan Poole and the disconnect between three-point volume and efficiency. There's a disconnect between how many shots he takes and how fast he fires them. A few games ago, I wrote about Jordan Poole and his ability to press the rim, and how that is the key to unlocking the rest of his offensive repertoire. He's had some troubled possessions this season, the result of questionable shot selection. But there is no doubt that he is at his best whenever he can build his inner game. An inside-out approach, not the other way around, is always best for him, giving him easy access to hone skills. Poole has been a double-edged sword for Golden State. Your pitching potential will show up from time to time. In true Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson style, he shows that he can get into one of those power pitch rhythms and burn one shot after another. At other times, Poole's vision is narrow, poor shot selection plagues him, as noted above, and offensive decision-making in general leaves a lot to be desired. But to focus specifically on shooting, the brutal truth is that Poole has been a heavy shooter with no comparable efficiency, which sets him apart from the likes of Curry and Thompson, whose development as an offensive centerpiece has been notoriously limited. Note the huge difference in these numbers. Curry, 42.6% on 11.3 attempts per 75 possessions. Thompson, 40.9% on 11.3 attempts per 75 possessions. Poole, 9.0 attempts per 75 possessions, 32.8% in three-point range. Adjusting the pace, Poole averaged just 2 fewer than 3 points per game than the Splash Brothers, not much of a difference. But he is nearly 10 points behind Curry and 8 points behind Thompson in hit rates, which is a big difference. That was June 14, 2000. We watched Game 4 of the 2000 NBA Finals between the Los Angeles Lakers and Indiana Pacers at Conseco Fieldhouse. The Lakers led by 2 seconds with seconds left in overtime, and had they stopped here, they could have taken a 3-1 series lead. OMG. That's Reggie Miller, the last person the Lakers want with the ball behind the arc. Before we witness what happens next, it's important to remember the moments that brought us here. Some people are very fond of unexpected characters, while others are very confusing. For that, we need to go back. Despite his shooting potential, free throw percentage is a reliable indicator of a person's ability to shoot from distance, and Poole is above average in that area. He plays like a guy with the greenest light, but no reputation, and keeps avoiding it, which can be harmful when the situation requires more nuance and patience. And the types of pictures he takes. Poole has been a better catch-and-shoot trio this season than dry pull, albeit relatively underwhelming compared to the rest of the roster. He knocked them down on 35.1% of his attempts at 4.2 attempts per game, nearly 3 percentage points down from 37.9% on 4.6 attempts per game last season. The biggest difference is Poole's three-point pull-up rate. He's shooting more off the field this season, 3.8 per game, than he did last year, 2.9 per game, and the good news is that increase translates to a worse percentage, 30.4% this season, down from 34.2% last season. Whenever Poole is on pace, i.e. following the playbook and general flow of the offense, he can kick like this. With that in mind, here's a timely photo. IE reports that the Los Angeles Lakers are playing. They intend to back off and outweed the Warriors' non-shooters. In the case of Anthony Davis, spacing out Draymond Green and making him a bum in the paint closes the rim and stops the Warriors from getting in. Poole uses the Lakers' scheme against them by executing a thumb out, a setup that starts with a screen for the ball, followed by a get move, a pass to the opposite spot, after which Poole follows his pass and recovers the ball in a non-interfering manner. Austin Reeves is generally an excellent screen navigator, but Poole is hard to keep up with on screen. With Davis down, Poole picked up the ball in rhythm, balanced on the rise, and connected with shots. You can also put this photo in the good column. It was an easy inside play, and the Lakers failed to protect Poole after the pass, giving him a chance for a three-point corner. Also pay attention to the specific position, 3 points on the left, where Poole has been more successful this season, 37.1%, than on the right, 23.1%. When Poole identified the threat of his shot along with the threat of putting pressure on the rim, he was able to use it as leverage in a covering attack. The defender with the ball is forced to hold the ball tighter, while the rolling defender is forced to make the difficult choice of climbing higher to stop him or taking a small step back to deal with the rolling. Whenever Poole hits those midpoints, plus the patience and pace needed to get through the opening, he's a better offensive player. But when Poole allows what needs to be a knockout takeover, avoiding patience and not getting the right to pull the shot early on the clock, he can spell death on his own team's offensive possessions. In a vacuum, it's just another example of Poole's poor shot selection. But consider the context. Curry was directly involved in 16 points, 12 of which were his, to put the Warriors on offense in a Lakers game before being benched for rest. Going 28 feet early as above is not ideal. It gets even worse when you consider what happens during the following possession. The Lakers made a double screen, forcing Poole to make a save. His struggles with screen navigation set off a chain reaction. Kevin Looney had to step up to help any potential momentum, which forced Klay Thompson to tag Davis, which left Dennis Schroeder open in the corner. Reeves immediately passed the ball to Schroeder, the trio's coach. Not only did Poole not press hard enough on the rim, he also didn't set the pace inside. He had no minutes in the last 5 games without Curry. It wasn't the only reason they lost to the Lakers, but it certainly didn't help them late in the game when they were a threat to catch up. Leave a like and subscribe to Motivate US to bring more of these content for you, even more.